Welcome back to One Piece Anime Review, episode number 127. This I'm reviewing the 915th episode of anime. Destructive, One Shot, One Kill, Bagua, and the 966th chapter of the manga, Roger and Whitebeard. Yep. This episode, in a way, kind of almost wraps up Act 1 of this arc. Yes, with this particular episode, Act 1 is mostly wrapped up, but not entirely per se. Nope. Because it's 11. Now, this episode adapts pretty much pages 12 to 17 of chapter 923 and pages 2 through 7 of chapter 924. Yep. This episode is mostly just this. Luffy beating the crap out of Kaido for most of the episode. Yes, that's what you can call this episode. Luffy versus frickin' Kaido. Which started last week's episode. This episode kind of ends that fight. Yeah, so he continues beating the crap out when he uses Kaido's dragon form. And then he goes like Gear 3, Gear 4. Kaido goes to human form, which is something he does not do in the manga. Yeah, surprisingly, he goes to human form. Luffy sees him as Kaido in human form first time, and he doesn't have immediate reaction to it at all. Nope. Also, apparently, because the fact it's implied because he thought he actually killed his friends. No, he actually hurt them. So basically, there's like this black hockey stuff surrounding him. Like, what the heck is this? And then he proceeds to beat up Kyle even more, even go to Gear 4, beat the living crap out of him. He must have hit him like 2,000 times. Yes. And while all this is going on, we see Law, Hawking, and Jack all in shock over the fact Luffy is easily beating up Kaido. Yep. And then once Kaido gets his big stick that he's carried throughout most of the series, he just hits Luffy once, and basically Luffy hits his King Kong Gum Gum Bullet, King Kong Gun, and hits him. At the same time, Kaido hits him with his big metal bat, and that deflates Luffy. And he pretty much is like knocked unconscious. He is bleeding. He's missing a tooth. Not the first time the series happened, several times now. He's pretty much just a beaten wreck. And then of course you have Law try and get Luffy away from Kaido so he can get away, but he's stopped by Hawkins, and Hawkins revealed this episode. Now, if you read the manga, I probably already knew about this. Wano is the birthplace of the Sea Stones. Yes, the stones that basically disable Devil users. Apparently, they originate in Wano. Yep, and he fired at Law a Sea Stone nail, which blocks his powers. But Law was able to move pretty easily with his frickin' sword. And he was able to, sort of in the way, teleport away. And then basically I was like looking at Luffy, who was unconscious, by the way. Heck, it's pointed out supporters he's unconscious. He's glaring at me. Sir, he's basically unconscious. At one point in the episode, normally when you see the sub, I've seen the Hawkins refer to Kaido as Kaido's son. He refers to as Supreme Commander Kaido. Okay, that's a first. And that's pretty much the episode itself. Next week, Luffy is going to prison. Yep, starting off the next arc of this particular thing. Despite the fact there was actually a one-chapter break from this, my guess is they're probably going to skip over that and probably just go. They're probably going to see that for a little bit later, but probably just stick with Luffy in prison for a little bit. That's my personal guess. Alright, now for the new chapter of the manga, Roger and Whitebeard. The episode was actually pretty good. Despite the fact that all it really was Luffy versus Kaido. The whole episode. And everybody just watching. There is no cutaways. Anybody else, you know how many characters in this episode? You just have Luffy, you have Kaido, you have Hawkins, you have Jack, you have Law, and Asura, I think his name is. And that's it. 6 characters for one episode. And yet these episodes will have about 20 of them. Alright, now for new chapter of the manga, Roger and Whitebeard. Chapter itself, apparently the Navy has found Clifton. in a beauty salon. She's getting a haircut. And they hear the rest her. That's the thing. Okay, now for a new chapter of the manga. Chapter starts off with Gold Roger meeting up with frickin' Whitebeard. Yeah, so Odin decides to fight Gold Roger. And, well, then, of course, well, this lasts for a good part of the chapter. And then Whitebeard steps in with his frickin' spear and tells him to stop fighting. And they just keep fighting. They're like, you see, well, Roger, how many years has it been, Newgate? Like, all of a sudden the fight just stops. They're like, how you been, man? What's up? Yep. Giant valuables and leave. That's funny. Yeah, and of course their pirates are fighting each other. And then apparently, then they said the battle lasted for 3 days and 4 nights. And then they all just simply decided just get drunk. Yep. That was the young version of Buggy the Clown and Red Hair Shanks with the straw hat before he gave it to Luffy. This is about 20 years before he gave it to Luffy. It's basically talking to Horse Apprentices. Then we see Roger with a picture of the red line, and it says one more island to explore, and he wants to explore the power glyphs. Like apparently, power glyphs are forbidden to read. So yeah, so it proceeds to borrow him for like 1 year. Yeah, Gold Roger negotiates with Whitebeard that he wants to be Odin for 1 year. He wants to reach the final island. And so, yeah, and Whitebeard is against it for a bit, and it's like, and Odin's like, I want to go with him. Will you let me? You seem to like it. Of course, you are practically brothers. It's only 1 year. And the rest of the supporters basically says we should remain here. Like, sure if you do. Yeah, you have that right. You're full-fledged pirates now. Free to choose. See him off. And of course, his crew's like, you can see him off, Pops? Like, nope. And of course, well, he goes on Gold Roger's ship. Yep. And Gold Roger gets a chance to hold. Gold Roger and Rayleigh get a chance to hold Odin's kid, so his wife decides to come along with him. Along with Dogstorm and Cat Vapor. Yeah, this was hinted at back in the Tower Island arc, where the Zoo Island arc, where these two did briefly travel with Gold Roger. This kind of explains it. This is something that was hinted at, was mentioned back in that arc, and this is basically where this happened. So they go traveling with him. Need for his knowledge. That's the reason why I came along. So yeah, they basically go to the party, and then they fly up the frickin' Skypiea. Yeah, this is something that was also mentioned in the series. Back in the Skypiea arc, that Gold Roger had visited the place. Yep, so we get something that was mentioned in Zoo Island and Skypiea. So we're paying off 2 plot points in this chapter, which is great. Back because was mentioned Roger had been to Skypiea, back in the Skypiea arc, and the fact that Dogstorm and Cat Vapor chatted with Gold Roger. Fantastic. And we see the chapter ends with them basically at Skypiea, seeing the golden bell that was seen back in the Skypiea arc. Fantastic. Yep, so we're having a couple cited. It basically is let's like show me the final chapter of your grand spanning adventure. Yeah, I did hear something that initially that this particular flashback is going to end really soon, and there's a rumor the series might end really soon. Which one I heard the final arc is going to be depicted at Mary Jo, basically the Holy Land. But if it's going to end soon, I don't think it's going to be next year. I highly doubt Oda would basically end it after publishing for 23 years. I highly doubt it. I would think that he'd probably be going for about 2 or 3 more years. So, I gotta say though, this was actually a really good chapter. And one thing he said he does not want to do is show the final island. They're probably going to go back to present day, possibly. With next chapter, it's possible because I don't think Oda basically wants to show up this soon. I mean, he's still got a lot of series left to write. Yep. But yeah, not much else to say about this chapter, but it's really good. I give this chapter a fleet 8, 9 out of 10. Okay, so that's it for particular review. My next review, and this is kind of a surprise, I thought we'll have only one. Now, my next review would review Attack on Titan, the manga. But it turns out, though, I have to review 2 chapters. Because I missed the last chapter that came out. Yes. Yeah, apparently I missed it. It's not only 1 chapter review, it's gotta be 2. Okay. Fine. Alright. So, I'll review that next after we reread the chapters. And then I'll basically put the videos up. And of course, my next anime I'm going to do right after this one is going to be Baruto. And hopefully, if I get time, One Punch Man. If I don't get time today, I'm hoping to get time tomorrow to do it. Along with maybe another part of the Rema half review. Okay? See you next review. Bye.